Captain America, Brave New World, the first movie of Sam Wilson as the new Captain America after the shield was passed to him during Avengers Endgame, yet he only got to wear the suit at the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a series that I watched during the release, which means I can barely remember what happened in there. So, let's see how this movie went on. 5 months after General Ross was elected as president, Sam goes on a mission to retrieve a package of adamantium. Yes, the same metal from Wolverine's skeleton that got stolen by the mercenary Serpent, and he is supposed to wait for the buyer to show up. Yet there were hostages inside the building, who were conveniently about to get shot seconds before Captain America gets in there, saves everybody, and fights a guy that was stronger than him, but lacked proper preparation, while Torres retrieves the package. Once the mission is over, Sam takes Torres to meet Isaiah Bradley, who is a Korean War veteran that got a super soldier serum, and then he was imprisoned for 30 years by the American government. To start fight training lessons, which are composed by, you try to not get hit by him and try taking the tissues attached to his belt. And one of the rules is to not use equipment and to not have taken the serum. But the class is interrupted as Sam gets a call from the president, and that makes Isa upset, especially after Torres removed his phone's screen plastic, as not only because of his past but also because of Ross himself. Sam reasons that he stands next to the president to give people hope, and that he has a friend in the White House that will warn him if things start getting out of turn. Also, Sam received an invitation to the White House's Celestial Island Summit event, which was extended to Isaiah, who only goes there because Sam asked. And someone is watching the event from security cameras. Also, Ross wants Sam to rebuild the Avengers, even though he passed the Sokovia Accords, which is what tore the Avengers apart. But well, everyone knows about the Endgame's events, and the future Avengers movies, so. As Ross holds court about the refined adamantium, which had been stolen from Japan's mining site at the Celestial Island and got already retrieved, Isaiah and some other agents start an attack out of nowhere, yet it gets managed and Isaiah ends up arrested with the others. Then Sam talks with Ross, and then Ruth, who is an ex-Window and current security advisor, as he wants to investigate the attack, but the intelligence info says it was a coordinated terrorist attack, and Ross says they will not be working together, so their meeting ends. But, didn't you just tell me to rebuild the Avengers? Yes. And we are not working together anymore? Yes. So, no more Avengers? No. I mean, come on, this movie is not even past the first 30 minutes. Yet Sam starts the investigation anyway. He visits Isaiah in prison while Ruth keeps an eye on him. On his way back, Torres finds that Isaiah's phone was oddly flashing at his face, and the same thing happened with the other shooters. Not that long later, Sidewinder attacks Sam's car, then they fight, then he starts talking about the fact that the same adamantium buyer paid him double to take down Captain America, yet before he could keep his monologue, Sam quickly knocks him out. And returns home, after getting some band-aids on his stabbed chest and axed abdomen. In there, he sees the security footage, in which showed that Isaiah was right in front of Ross while shooting, so it was impossible to miss it, unless you are a stormtrooper, and Torres located the buyer's call, which was done in some hidden military base, so both Sam and Torres are going there right now. Meanwhile, Ruth goes to the prison, but the other two shooters get sent to heaven, and the guy that did it also sends himself to heaven while the same music from the White House's attack plays on his communicator. I guess, that explains the footage I saw earlier. Sam and Torres are made aware of it while Ross spoke with Stearns, and Isaiah was about to be transferred to a solitary cell, but Ruth receives an order from Ross to drop what she is doing, as Camp Echo 1 got compromised. How did you make a curve without turning the steering wheel? Magic. Somebody forgot the green screen should be a straight line road. And at the undergrounds of that place, there was a lab, with a lot of pictures, and data, and Ross's medical records, and pills for Ross, and how to make brainwashing by using flashes of lights and music. Then Stearns gets in the room, and starts a monologue about how his mind sees every probable outcome, and that Ross imprisoned him for 16 years after an infusion of gamma radiation warped the structure of his brain, and that made his head shrink instead of growing, but anyway, and how his solutions made Ross become the president. Also he tells them that Ross knows he coordinated the attack, but still lets Isaiah in prison. Then, some mind-controlled soldiers conveniently armed with electric sticks instead of guns, start fighting against Sam and Torres. And both quickly overpower them all.
Finish him!
Then they go to the corridor, where there were more soldiers, but Ruth also arrives, and one soldier at a time attacks her while completely forgetting about Sam and Torres right behind them. Electric sticks instead of guns? Are you all dumb? Fuck. Do widows get a super soldier serum? I don't know, I did not see the movie. Yet not much time later, Sam and Torres are arrested at the president's orders. Look, I got a call that this base was compromised yesterday afternoon, then I got here at like 5 in the morning, and you two are still here? You are under arrest. You don't arrest them, I make the arrests here and they were just arrested by me. Then why are they not cuffed? I forgot to bring handcuffs. You cannot arrest who I have just arrested. We got orders from the president to arrest them, and I got orders from the president to come here, give a look, and as they were here, I arrested them. Fine, I will call the president. But the brainwashing song starts, so Ruth uncuffs Sam and they three run away. Meanwhile, the negotiation with Japan's Prime Minister Ozaki goes wrong. So Ross decides to take control of the adamantium mining site. Sometime later, Sam, Torres and Ruth go to somewhere where nobody had looked at the brainwashing flashes, and Sam talks with the Serpent, who reveals that Stearns' plan was to break a war over adamantium and blame Ross for it. Also, Sam gave to one of the guys the pills he found for analysis, but it needs 24 hours to get the results. Then they three go to this thing I don't know the name of, where Sam talks with Ross and finds out that Ross was going to die from heart failure and the pills made by Stearns were keeping him alive. Explain this. This is a cell phone. I mean the image. That is my photo. I am talking about this heart scan. Well, that is a very pretty heart scan. Yet soon their conversation is interrupted as two pilots start to attack a fleet without receiving orders. But it is quickly solved, and Torres ends up injured, yet soon he is rescued. Then Ross gets a call from Stearns, which almost makes him turn into Red Hulk, but as the problem gets solved, he calms down. During Torres' surgery, Bucky and Sam talk with each other, and at a certain point, Sam mentions that he should have taken the serum, something that everyone agrees, but anyway, Bucky says that even if he had, he wouldn't be able to protect everyone he loves, pretty much like Steve. Then he gives a small speech, which a part of it was written by someone else, and walks away. I wonder how long it takes to flight from the Indian Ocean to Washington. Do not ask questions. You know, Bucky, I think I should have taken the serum. For what? Really? But if I take the serum, I would be more likely to survive certain situations, and it would help a lot for fighting. So? Meanwhile, the pill's analysis reveals that they were loaded in gamma radiation, which was also engineered to be absorbed in the blood, yet before this guy was able to call Sam, Stearns kills him. But how Stearns managed to get in there without being seen, is never explained. Your friendship is so adorable, how do you both meet? Well... And after an unknown amount of time, Stearns meets with Sam at the hospital's front yard, as now he has to turn himself in because his original plan failed, yet he still wants to destroy Ross's legacy. Also he told Sam that he did not receive the pill's analysis results, and that if he go to the press conference that is happening right now, he is going to die. While Ross talked, all the reporters simultaneously received the news that Stearns turned himself in and that Ross had promised him pardon. And by getting questions about it, and hearing a recorded message from Stearns, Ross gets really mad and turns into Red Hulk. Which leads to the agents around him, who clearly have never been aware of Bruce Banner's Hulk before, to start shooting, which doesn't even tickle Ross. But anyway, Sam shows up, and not much longer later, his vibranium wings gets a little damaged, a clear indication that the next ones needs a higher percentage of vibranium and a bit of adamantium. The fights keeps going on, and Sam, through his protagonist powers, survives every single attack, and holds a pole against a Hulk. Even through realistically, this little rocket would keep only his suit in place while his arms and thorax would get crushed, especially when you consider this is what happened to a combat helicopter right after. Then Sam lures Ross to Haynes Point, which is where Ross used to go for a walk with Betty, as mentioned in an early conversation. Then Sam reminds Ross about it. But that doesn't work. So they start fighting, and Sam forgets to put his helmet back, but thankfully this car and fire somehow doesn't burn his head, which almost gets crushed when he finally puts the helmet on and Ross grabs him. Then Sam stabs Ross with his remaining wing, and that makes an explosion, in which Sam was right in front of, and makes a lot of structure damage, and that was strong enough to knock out them both, and they also end up under asphalt rocks. But thankfully Sam gets like only 2 or 3, so he is still alright and wakes up soon. Yet Ross wakes up too. And the backup was 5 minutes away, but Sam tells Ruth to not call backup. Backup is 5 minutes away. Who is the backup? Bruce Banner? No, he got too nerfed. His cousin? Fiona? No, she is too busy twerking with Megan the Stallion. Some Asgardian? No sir, they are dealing with a bad CGI floating heads problem. Captain Marvel? No. Then what? Just some regular dudes and easily breakable helicopters? Well, yes, fuck. And as he steps ahead, he says what everybody was thinking, that yes, he should have taken the serum, and yes, Bucky was full of shit on that speech. Also, the fact that a fucking Hulk and a regular human without serum are showing similar signs of injury, is never explained. And talking about speeches, Sam talks down Ross's anger by mentioning his attempt to change, and Betty, and that only works because a blossom leaf falls down on Ross's hand. Hey big guy, the sun is going down. And why Ross was using vibranium pants, is never explained. Then, instead of going to the hospital right away, Sam passes by the prison, and somehow he did not faint on the way there, as Isaiah finally got released. Sam, you fought a Hulk and survived. I think I am about to faint. And you didn't even break a bone. Well, actually, it is great to see you completely unharmed. I think I should have gone to the hospital right away. Where is my suit? It is here, sir. Call an ambulance. Would you like to come see the game tomorrow? That would be amazing. Help. After an unknown amount of time, Sam, who only broke an arm after fighting a Hulk and getting buried by asphalt rocks, and also when he got stabbed and axed before this all, visits Ross in the raft, and the accords about the adamantium were approved. Then Betty visits Ross. Then Sam passes by the hospital to visit Torres and they talk. How do you feel, Torres? Under anesthesia. Right, you are grounded. Then the post-credit scene shows Sam visiting Stearns, who tells him that this is not the only world with heroes and that Sam will see it when he will have to protect this world from others. And then the movie ends. That is it. Well, somehow I managed to see this movie without getting spoilers, reading full articles or seeing reviews before watching and writing this one myself, but still yes, I was aware this movie was badly received, so I did not have any kind expectations while watching it. And still surprisingly I kinda liked Captain America 4, I mean, it is not my favorite MCU movie, but it is far away from She-Hulk series, yet it is also not a Captain America, the Winter Soldier, so I will give Brave New World a 6. And yes, part of it is because I missed MCU movies, as the ones that came between Endgame and this one, I avoided watching. And this is coming from someone who could list each movie release year and in what in-universe moment it was settled. So yeah, this movie is watchable. And the life lesson we can take from it is, in moments when you could lose a fight from a miserable clap of a Hulk's hands, you still have 1/2 of a chance to win it by talking down the other side. So don't be like Bucky, who needs a speechwriter to write his speeches. Write your own speeches, and if you ever get a chance to take the super soldier serum, also don't listen to Bucky, and take it right away. Hey! Please don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment.